Chris Weidman is out of his boxing match with Anderson Silva due to an injury, and Tyron Woodley has stepped in to replace him. This will take place on the Jake Paul vs. Anthony Joshua card. The bout will be 6 rounds at 195 pounds. Who do you guys think wins? Post your predictions in the comments. Jon Jones says fighting Alex Pereira or Tom Aspinall would essentially be the same fight for him, but he'd prefer to fight Alex because it would do more for his legacy. Jon says his clear path to victory in both of those matchups is to take the fight to the ground.
With Pereira, I would just have to be, I'd have to be smart. I'd have to be really smart. I would have to use what's in front of me. The biggest difference between Pereira and Aspinall is the level of footage that I have. Pereira posts everything. You know, every spar session. I have a whole kickboxing career to study from. I have a pretty decent resume in MMA to watch now to take things from. I feel like Pereira's really stuck in a certain way of fighting, where he could really show he has tendencies in his combinations, tendencies in his counters and in his defense. And it would be my job to find the holes inside of those tendencies, which I feel like I could. So I think that's where he punches really hard and kicks really hard. I think my grappling power and wisdom, it would be a lot for him to handle. But I also feel like that would be the same scenario with Tom Aspinall. I don't think the UK wrestling system is as good as people think it is, where Tom is a lot physically bigger, probably take me a little bit more effort. I think it would be the same story if I got Tom to the ground as it would be as if I got Pereira to the ground. It's really, to me, it's the same fight. They both are strong on their feet, hit very hard on their feet, and I think they both have holes in the grappling department. Now it's a more matter of legacy. What would make more sense?
Yep.
Do you fight the guy who is impressive right now, who no one I don't think is going to really care about a few years from now? Or do you fight the guy who's going to be remembered around the world for a very long time?
Curious, so if you could manifest and just see the future, what does that ending look like? Do you think it's a decision, or do you see a stoppage on ground and pound?
I feel as if my clearest path to victory in both of those fights would be to get them to the ground at some point, to strike with them like I know that I can. I've stood with every fighter in the world. Yeah. So my goal would be to kickbox until I find my moment and get the fight on the ground, go for a submission or go for a TKO.
A few weeks ago, Mauricio Ruffy claimed that the UFC was targeting a matchup between him and Renato Moicano. Ruffy wasn't so thrilled about the fight because he said he's a fan of Moicano. Moicano has since responded, saying he doesn't give a shit and is not in this game to make friends.
No, f you, bro. I'm not in this game to make friends, bro. I'm here to make money, and you took my money. F you, bro. F you 100%.
God, I said the nicest thing to Moicano. I was like, f you, bro.
I don't give a shit, brother. I don't want to be friends. Fuck you.
Bro, I felt so bad too. It was like 5 a.m. and my flight was leaving, and I get on the bus because the UFC had shuttles to the airport, and I get on the bus. Dark used to just sit in front row on the bus, 5 a.m. and I'm like,
yeah, man, fight game stuff. You need to realize that.
And
fight
he has his
game
kids
stuff.
with him too, and I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah, but it is what it is, brother. It's better than most of people. You know how life is hard in Brazil. People fucking working 10 hours for $300 a month. Yeah. You know, so I cannot complain about shit, you know. I just do what I love, and sometimes you have to take the loss, and it is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
Kamaru Usman doesn't think Ian Garry or Belal Muhammad deserves the next welterweight title shot, no matter who wins this weekend. Usman also questioned Bilal's relationship with Islam Makhachev, since Belal has been saying that if he beats Ian, he wants to fight for the title.
I don't think either guy, this puts them in for a title shot. At all. Not long ago did we just lose to Shavkat Rakhmonov. Not long ago. That was not that long ago. Yes, of course, we were able to outsmart Prates and get that win, but not long ago did we lose to Shavkat. Past that, we have, if what's the other guy's name? If Belal is able to win that one, so, and then not just so, so now you want to challenge the man that you didn't want to challenge you to fight for the title because you said that was my brother. I trained with him. I don't want him to challenge me for the title.
Ew, golly, Kamaru, did I even think about it that way?
Yeah, but what are we in this for? If it's not for the gold, what are you in this for?
Yeah, exactly, I agree.
So are you as close as you say you were, or were you just faking it just because you didn't want to be challenged.
Paddy Pimblett trolled Arman Tsarukyan ahead of UFC Qatar. Arman recently played Winner Stays On with TNT Sports.
Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje.
Poirier.
Poirier versus Eddie Alvarez.
Poirier.
Poirier versus Michael Chandler.
Poirier.
Poirier versus Donald Cerrone.
Poirier.
Poirier versus Tony Ferguson.
Poirier.
Poirier versus Max Holloway.
Poirier.
Poirier versus BJ Penn.
BJ Penn.
Penn versus Edson Barbosa.
BJ Penn.
Penn versus Arman Tsarukyan.
Arman Tsarukyan.
You versus Conor McGregor.
Arman Tsarukyan.
You versus Charles Oliveira.
Arman Tsarukyan.
You versus Paddy Pimblett.
For sure, Arman Tsarukyan.
You versus Ilia Topuria.
Arman Tsarukyan.
You versus Islam Makhachev.
155 or 170?
155.
Arman Tsarukyan.
You versus Khabib.
Khabib.
Paddy left a comment on that video. He wrote Arman versus a bit of back pain on fight day. Back pain, check. Khamzat Chimaev is currently in Qatar to support Arman Tsarukyan for his fight against Dan Hooker tomorrow. He met Arman's father for the first time. Ilia Topuria's brother Aleksandre Topuria is set to face Beksad Almakhan at UFC Qatar. In an interview with the UFC this week, he said he feels there are a lot of questions around him, maybe because he's Ilia's brother, and he plans to answer them tomorrow.
I think that any fighter feel confident, you know, that maybe about sometimes the way my brother speak, you know, that you feel that this is, he said what he feel, I say what I feel, you know. If you hear me confident, so that's good, you know, because I say what I feel. I don't try to make you feel something, you know. I just say what it is. If you ask me like, you gonna win, I say yes, because that's what I feel, you know. There always comes questions, you know, a lot of questions, and I'm glad and happy that I can say that I have answer for that questions, all that questions. And the answer for that questions is that I put a lot of work in all my camps. In this camp, I put my 100%. So I enjoy after that when I respond myself, when I give answers for that questions. And I find I'm very happy, you know, and I calm myself with that answers. This is very important to me.
Jorge Masvidal breaks down why he believes Arman Tsarukyan will beat Dan Hooker tomorrow.
Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker. This is going to be a good fight. It's going to be an action-packed fight. I obviously got my friend and teammate Arman winning. I think Arman will be able to control him. He's a little quicker on the feet, a little sharper, cleaner. Not that it's not going to be a dogfight still. I think, you know, Hooker's one of the toughest guys in the roster. I just think his skill set will be limited a little bit against Arman, you know, where Arman will be able to get takedowns, maybe a little bit of control on the ground, and then the feet. He should be able to do all right. I think it's a fight, you know, maybe starts to go down the stretch. Hooker will make him more competitive, as he always does. But I see Arman winning this fight.
Jorge also previewed the co-main event between Ian Garry and Belal Muhammad. He thinks this is a tough matchup for Belal and wouldn't be surprised if Ian won via decision.
Belal versus Ian Garry, that's a good fight. That is a really, really good fight. Stylistically, both guys are very different from each other. Body types, it's going to look like a 205er versus a 155er. Because Belal's got a different frame for 70 where he's not big at all. He's very short, compact. Ian's a big welterweight. He's almost like a small, light heavyweight, you know. It's gonna be entertaining to see what Belal does to be able to get inside. Can he take him down? Can he control him? Can he stay on top of him? I'm a big Belal fan. I'm usually riding with Belal. This one's gonna be tough though, you know, because Ian's one of those guys that fights very point-ish. He stays outside, lands a shot, moves, lands a kick, moves. I think he's gonna give Belal a lot of trouble. It's gonna be tough, you know. My heart's gonna be with Belal, but I don't know. It's gonna be a tough one for him to pull out. I won't be surprised if Ian could sneak out a little decision, you know.
Khabib Nurmagomedov gives a tour of Hasbullah's hotel room and trolls him for being messy.
Подожди, это рум-тур, показывай. Посмотри, да. Легендарная пакет, это есть сумка здесь? Это что за беспорядок, Ты что сделал, В смысле, брат, за собой же надо хоть что-нибудь убрать. Это что такое, Хазбе? Йорган, говорит. Сам ты Йорган. Это вот это у тебя легендарные мокрые, да? Хазбе. Подожди, это сумка. Вот это пакет, правильно? Все, давай не буду. Ага. Это тренировочный? Да. С утра был, да? Все, давай. Что за вид у тебя, Хазбек, здесь?
Khamzat Chimaev says he needs a small operation on his foot and will be out of competition until after Ramadan, which is around the middle of March. Speaking to media today, Khamzat said, "My return after Ramadan. Right now I have a small operation on my foot. I'll be stepping away from training for a couple of weeks, heal my wound. So we'll prepare for after Ramadan. Whoever they give me, that's who I'll face." After announcing this, Khamzat was immediately hit with backlash on social media. Yeah, here we go again. One fight a year. Becomes champ, immediately announces he's out until March. The most predictable storyline in the division right now. They're gonna make Imavov fight again, aren't they? Thank God middleweight sucks because this motherfucker is defending once every 2 years. He's gonna have a long run as champ since he won't defend until 2037. And remember when Yuri needed an operation and would be out for an extended period? So he vacated the belt so the division could move forward? Total Yuri victory once again. Paddy Pimblett crossed paths with Ilia Topuria today in Qatar, and the two had a little back and forth.
What's up, man? You alright? Yeah, man. Come on, chin it up, calm down.
Okay. Let's just leave it like that.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's in reference to Colby Covington saying Leon Edwards should retire. It says Colby telling someone to retire when he hasn't won a fight in almost 4 years is wild. The second one's from John O. Harper. It's in reference to Kamaru Usman saying he doesn't fully believe Dana White's recent story about Francis Ngannou. It says Usman calling out Dana to cover for his boy Francis might cost him his title shot. And the final one's in reference to the concerns about Arman Tsarukyan's weight cut yesterday. It says 159 pounds on Thursday. Doesn't seem like cause for alarm to me. Well, you were right. Arman did make weight today. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.